Hello and welcome. My name is ShelbyMarybeth. I am a mama to two, and today I'm going to be sharing our nighttime cleaning routine. Our nighttime cleaning routine, along with our morning cleaning routine, is really my secret to keeping our house clean and tidy without having to worry about the mess and cleaning up throughout the day, because I have these times set aside for cleaning. So if you want to see my morning cleaning routine, I will make sure to link it in the comments and in the description, because this paired along with the nighttime cleaning routine really just sets me up for success, and I feel like I'm just on top of everything, and it gives me so much more time to actually enjoy it with my family without having to stress about what our house looks like. So my nighttime cleaning routine usually starts right around 6:30, 7 o'clock, right before the kids go down to sleep. So each of our kids actually have their own room. So this is Owen's room. He is 9 months old, and I just did a quick tidy. I don't change the linens and everything every single night, but on this night I did, and whenever I need to, that's when I do it. So I will pick up all of their laundry on the floor. I'll put away all of their toys. We have a playroom, so I don't keep any of their toys in their room, other than Cecilia here has all of her stuffed animals. So she's gonna help me put all of her stuffed animals back. Right now we just keep them right here on her shelf. Cecilia is almost 3. She'll be 3 in a couple more months, and whatever I'm doing, she wants to be right there with me, learning how to do it and just modeling everything that I'm doing. So I really think tidying and cleaning up with your toddler, even though sometimes it can be very difficult, is a very important thing for them, because it teaches them how to take care of their own rooms and their items, because you are showing them exactly how to do it. And my kids are still very little, but I'm really hoping that doing this with Cecilia will help her when she gets older to help clean up and tidy up her own room rather than keeping it a mess all the time. I also cannot wait until she can make her own bed, because nobody prepares you for how difficult it is to make a toddler's bed. Whenever the bed is like pushed up against the wall, I feel like there's no decent way to make it. But the easiest way I've found is just to move the mattress around a little bit, and I'm able to get the sheets on so much easier. I remember having a bunk bed as a kid, and I had the top bunk, and that was always so hard to make. So I'm really hoping I never have to get bunk beds for them, but I feel like every kid wants one eventually, so we will see. So I'm just finishing up Cecilia's room now, closing her blinds and tidying up whatever's on her dresser that I left out earlier. Usually there's not much in here because, like I said earlier, we don't keep toys in here. We keep them right here in our playroom. So this is not nearly as bad as it usually is. We had a lot of things that we did throughout the day, so my kids didn't play in here as much as they usually do, so it just needed a really quick tidy up. And I love including Cecilia with cleaning up the playroom as well, but this is the last thing I do before our bedtime routine. So at this point now the kids are in bed and I am just solo cleaning now. My husband and I will usually knock out the rest together, but just for today's video so that I can show you guys, I will be doing it all by myself. So I'm just starting in the living room. I'm picking up all the books that have been scattered on the floor, and I'll be putting away all the toys that usually get, set out here in the living room. And I really feel like the key at this point is, after the bedtime routine, do not sit down. Just keep going, and before you know it, it'll be done. I know sometimes I will, do their kids' baths and then put them in bed, and all I want to do is just sit on that couch and I will scroll through Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and before I know it, it's like 30, 40, an hour later, and I could have had my routine done already. So as soon as they are down, I am right in here just finishing it up. It doesn't take that long, and it feels so good when it's done. And if I stay on top of it, this routine really does not take very long at all. It's when I start skipping days or nights when I'm not doing my routine that things start to pile up and then start to get overwhelming. So I love just making sure I get it done, making a habit of it, and then we have a nice clean home to bless our families with. I feel like my kids deserve to live in a clean home, so I'm not doing this just for myself. I'm doing it for my kids, because I basically do everything for my kids, and to bless them with a clean home is something I can do for them. So after I'm done with the living room and everything, I'm moving right into our kitchen now. And this is kind of like our breakfast nook area. This is where we actually eat as a family more often than our dining room. But I'm cleaning off all of their, high chairs. So this is Cecilia's little booster, and making sure it's clean and ready for the next morning. Our mornings can be extremely chaotic sometimes, and it's just very nice to wake up to a clean kitchen. And then that's when our morning routine starts. After that morning rush, then I start our morning routine. So definitely check out my morning routine video if you haven't seen it yet, because these just pair so well together and make me feel so much more on top of everything. So there are a few things in the kitchen that are an absolute must-do before I go to bed. So right now I'm just tidying up the counters. I'm putting everything where it belongs and putting all the dishes in the sink. I'm rinsing out any of the bottles that were left on the counter, and then just making sure everything is put back where it belongs. This also includes hand washing Owen's tray that I left here on the counter. So I love to just wash this off right here in the sink. These things can be very big and cumbersome, and you are very lucky if you can fit yours in the dishwasher, but ours definitely does not. So I usually just make do with our sink here and scrub it down. Owen is 9 months now, so he's just getting into that finger food. The other day I gave him his spaghetti for the first time, and gosh, that's always so fun to give them because it ends up everywhere, but then it's also like, oh my goodness, now I need to clean up this mess. But my personal rule with messes and kids is that if it's going to keep them entertained longer than it's going to take me to clean it up, then I am going to let them make that mess. I know so many moms that have different opinions on messes, but I love letting my kids make messes if I can because they just have so much fun. When my husband and I knock out the kitchen together, it's so much faster. So like when I was cleaning off all the countertops and everything, my husband could have been putting the dishes into the dishwasher or washing off the tray and everything. So we kind of do it together and knock it out and work as a team to get it all done. But since it's just me tonight, I'm going to move right into loading our dishwasher. I am so grateful for our dishwasher, especially since as I'm making this recording, we just ordered one and it's not coming for another week. This dishwasher that I'm loading right now just decided to kick the bucket. So one more week and then we'll have a new dishwasher. But until then, we are using lots of paper plates and plastic utensils, unfortunately. But it saves so much time. I don't have time to wash a whole bunch of dishes. I mean, we are hand washing a lot of dishes and then we're using the dishwasher as a drying rack, but I don't know how people do this every single day. After I'm loading up the dishwasher, I always scrub down our sink. It helps so much with smells and making sure our sink doesn't get full of like bacteria or anything nasty that our dishes would touch. I keep this little round scrubby right next to our sink so that it's super easy to scrub down our sink whenever I need to. I also usually just use dish soap to wash it down and it makes it super shiny and clean. I'm starting the dishwasher now. I always double check this before I go to bed because there are some nights that I forget to run it and then in the morning it just messes everything up. So I always double check before I go to bed that the dishwasher is set to run. If you watch our morning routine video, then you know that I unload the dishwasher in the morning. Usually if my husband is working that morning, he will actually empty it before he goes to work. But if it hasn't run the night before, then it's not ready to get unloaded and then everything kind of gets set back a little bit. So making sure our dishwasher is set to run is definitely key to our routine. I'm getting ready to wash Owen's bottles now. I always leave his drying rack underneath the sink with a towel over it so that it's kind of out of the way during the day. It's kind of part of my morning routine to do that, but now I'm pulling it out so that I can wash all of his bottles. So I have 5 bottles for Owen and it's just enough for him to have throughout the day. And then at the end of the day, I wash all the bottles by hand. Usually as I'm washing them, my husband will rinse them and then put them on the drying rack. So we kind of knock it out together and get the job done as a team. We've definitely found that having this roll-up drying rack I actually got this off of Amazon, so I will make sure to link this below so that you guys can find it too. But I will wash the bottles and put all the pieces on top of this drying rack that are ready to be rinsed off. And this has been like the most efficient and easy way to wash all of our like baby bottles or anything else that needs to be hand washed without having to put it like back in the sink where it's, I don't know, I would consider it to be dirty. So this has been the most efficient and clean way for us that I have found. As I was filming this, Owen was still using the Dr. Brown bottles with the vent in them, and I have finally transitioned him, so he is just using a regular baby bottle now without that vent system that has like a million parts. If you know what the Dr. Brown bottle is and you've seen all these vent parts, then you know what a pain they are to wash, and that is what I'm doing right now. But I no longer have to do this anymore because he's using just like a regular bottle with a sippy cup on the top, and it's so much easier to clean. But just like that was a phase that I had to go through, the next phase will be just not having to wash his bottles at all. All of his cups will start going into the dishwasher, and then I won't have my little baby anymore. So you kind of like win some and you lose some. So I don't usually complain about washing his bottles because that means he is still my little boy.
I felt the taste of your lipstick, even the breath of your ripped jeans. I can still see it all. We ran on top of buildings, just like a scene from a movie.
So at the end of the night, I also love to cycle a load of laundry. So I'll take everything out of the dryer. This time it was just blankets that I had put in earlier. And then I'm going to cycle whatever's in the washer into the dryer. And then sometimes, depending on how much laundry I need to do, I will start another load of laundry. So this time the rug here that's in our laundry room actually really needed to be washed. Our cat had thrown up on it. So I'm throwing it through the washer now so that in the morning it'll be clean and ready for me to put right into the dryer. But because I love to cycle the laundry at the beginning of the day, in our morning routine, so make sure you check out that video, and during our night routine, I've been on top of our laundry, so I was actually able to run this load of laundry with our rug. Otherwise, I would have this pile of laundry sky high, and I would never be able to get around to washing simple things like the rug or anything else because our clothes always take a priority over like blankets and like throw blankets and different things around our house. So next is my free for all time, sometimes because I've built up so much momentum with my nighttime cleaning routine that I will keep cleaning. Most nights this is not the case though, but I really needed to mop our floors, so this is the time that I would do it. It's perfect because the kids aren't running or crawling around everywhere, so I'm actually just focusing more on vacuuming our tile rather than our carpet. So I didn't really go underneath like the dining table too much, but I'm just really focusing on the tile because I really needed to do a good steam mop. So this is our Bizzle Steam Pro. I love this mop so much. So it's a steam mop, so it will sanitize as you are mopping because it gets hot enough to really clean your floors. It gets up all that dirt. And I'm also just using distilled water in it, so there are no chemicals or any cleaning products inside this mop. I clean with just water. I love this because Owen is crawling around all over the floor, so that means all his hands are getting in everything that is on the floor, so that would include any chemicals that I am using on our floor, so I don't use any. I love just using the distilled water in our steam mop, which will also sanitize so that he is crawling around on a nice sanitized clean floor. This mop heats up so quickly, it's ready to go in like less than a minute. It also comes with a few heads. I also ordered a few extra so that whenever I'm done cleaning an area, I will change out the heads so that I'm not dragging around the dirt that I'm cleaning up here in our foyer and bringing it all the way into our kitchen. So as you can see, that's all the dirt that was in this area, and I'm gonna switch that out for a nice clean one so you can see how white that is supposed to look. and how much dirt this thing really picks up. I also wanted to mention that I have tried other cleaning products on our tile and they always leave streaks. I haven't found anything that doesn't really leave streaks. And this steam mop with just the distilled water doesn't leave any streaks on our floor. And I'm just so obsessed with it, which is why I keep talking about it. They're not really paying me to do this. The link in the description will be an affiliate, but it's just for Amazon. And I just recommend this product that much. So here's my second head from our kitchen area. And I'm just going to take that off so it can go through the washer. And our steam mop is done for the night. Our morning routine definitely ties into our night routine. So if you have not seen that video, definitely check it out here. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up for me if you enjoyed this video. And I will see you all right here next week in a brand new video.